Hey guys, sorry for the absence lately, but just to give a quick update, I had surgery lately and couldn't work on videos. Nothing big, it was something already scheduled, but I did have to take some time off and it was admittedly a bit longer than I expected, so my bad there. But if all goes well, I'll get back to making videos more consistently. And don't worry, the world building reviews are still coming, and in fact, I'm working on something big. In the meantime, hello and welcome back to another Quickie review. So, episode 2 of The Last of Us dropped, and it seems like the hype train is still chugging along. As a reminder, I haven't played the game myself, and I will be reviewing this just as a show, but alright, I'm not gonna lie, this is where I'm starting to regret not having played it. This episode is honestly leagues ahead of the first one, and if they keep this quality up, we're in for a massive game changer here. Get it? Because it's based on a game? Get it? Okay. I know that technically the whole video game adaptation curse is still very much a thing, although quite frankly that curse kinda has been broken in recent years anyway. Guys, Arcane. How are you forgetting that Arcane exists? But I can maybe forgive the show for being considered the one that broke it because this is being marketed much more than others. So I can't be too surprised if that many are considering it the first one if it's the first in their actual radar. And as long as the quality remains constant, yeah, it'll be thought in this way for a long time. Anyway, as far as the episode itself goes, I gotta say, while the first one was good but with some faults, it's almost like the showrunners knew I was going to think that and easily overcorrected. This was far more fast-paced, so much so that I was actually surprised by how quickly time was passing by and I kept hoping for more. The tension is palpable almost always. We finally get to see the clickers in action and they're awesome. It's much more focused now that we're stuck with only 3 characters. It's gorgeous to look at. Seriously, I know this is a TV show and based off of a surefire game, so they would have definitely pumped money into this, but it still looks amazing. And yeah, honestly, this episode is incredibly lean and almost everything about it works. Even the acting with Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey not only still doing a good job, but now that we see more of them, their interactions feel more and more real. In fact, so far I'm loving the hot-headedness and sarcasm of Bella's Ellie.
There's not gonna be anything bad in here?
Just you.
Oh, funny.
If she so much as twitches. Don't.
Yes, sir, I would like your finest suite, please. Yes, ma'am. Would you like me to take your luggage? Yes, ma'am. Right away, ma'am.
You're a weird kid.
Oh, and by the way, the opening scene with the woman in Indonesia was excellent too. It's a cool surprise to see that, I don't know, in the beginning it felt like she was either a civilian or maybe she was like hunted down as a criminal or something, but instead it turns out she's a super important scientist. And it makes her reaction to the fungi much heavier because it's clearly established later that she's a super expert. And if she is forced to say that the only solution is to bomb the city, man, you really feel the weight of that. In fact, I'm kinda hoping every episode will have a flashback intro like this cause they're really working. With that said though, I do have some minor complaints. First off, we're introduced to a really cool concept that I, someone who again hasn't played the game, found really fascinating. The idea that, since this is a fungus infecting people, there are actually vines across the world, and since it's all one giant hive mind, if one part gets attacked, the entire system is alerted, so they all have to be careful. The only hope is to double check if those vines are actually dried up or not. This is brilliant, but realistically, how the hell can any of them survive then? Like, if even the smallest vine can sense something's wrong, how is anyone able to avoid stepping on them? I mean, look at the streets. They're filled with overgrowth, so how does anyone know that a tiny vine might be there or not? It even spreads on walls and doors anyway, and there's no guarantee when a horde might suddenly come searching for you. It's so effective that it would be impossible to move undetected. Second, while the end result is what's important, am I the only one who got a little frustrated with Tess when she died? She was a great character and all, and it makes sense that she'd want to lure the infected towards her with all that gasoline on the ground and blow them up, since she's bitten anyway. But why did she bother with that lighter at all? Like, it's one thing to try it out, but it's another thing to insist on using that when there's freaking grenades on the floor. Just pick one up, lure them there, and boom, the explosion should be just enough, right? Also, come on, Ellie and Joel could have grabbed a couple too for the future. And finally, while the clickers were absolutely awesome, I'm left wondering first off why their auditory system works through the fungi while their vision doesn't. And yes, I know, some straight up don't have eyes, fair, but some still do. And if you say the vine in their bodies might invade their eye and render them unable to see light, I think the same should apply with invading their eardrums. But alright, whatever. And second, regarding the clickers, if this really is how they work, then they're pretty similar to the creatures in A Quiet Place. Yes, I know, these came first. But there are easy ways to work around their hearing system and trick them. And if you want to find out how, you can check out my world-building review of those movies by clicking in the corner. Come on, you know you wanna. Anyway, with all that said, I'm honestly not going to bash the episode too hard on this. Yeah, they're nitpicks, but it doesn't ruin the quality and enjoyment of the episode itself, and I'm admittedly getting more and more excited. I know it's only episode 2, and other shows taught us to wait for it first, but so far this looks really promising, and if all goes well, hbomax will have definitely found their main franchise to invest in. So go and judge for yourself, let me know what you think in the comments down below, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, join my Patreon to help support what I do here, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care all, bye!